Welcome to my channel. Have you ever lost something so important that it changed your whole life? Sometimes we only understand life when something breaks our heart. Today's story is about a man who lost everything and learned the most important lesson of his life. Stay with me till the end because this story might change the way you see loss forever. He believed his life was perfect. His name was Adam. Every morning, he woke up early, wore clean clothes, and went to work with confidence. He had a good job, a good salary, and people respected him. When others talked about success, they talked about people like him. Adam felt proud of that. He thought success meant being busy, earning more, and never stopping. Adam's days were always full meetings, calls, emails, plans. He often said, I don't have time. He said it to his friends. He said it to his family. Sometimes he even said it to himself. He believed time was money, and money was everything. At home, his phone was always in his hand. Even during dinner, he checked messages. When someone talked to him, he listened, but not fully. His mind was always somewhere else. He thought this was normal. He thought this was how strong people lived. In English, we often use the simple present tense to talk about daily life. For example, he wakes up early. He works hard. He feels proud. These sentences show routine. Adam's routine was full, but his heart was slowly becoming empty. One evening, his father called him. The phone rang again and again. Adam looked at it and said, I'll call later. He was tired. He wanted to rest. He thought there would be another day, another chance. But life does not always wait. That night, Adam sat alone in his room. The lights were on, but the room felt quiet. He looked around and felt something strange, a small feeling he did not understand. It was not sadness. It was not fear. It was a soft warning. He ignored it. He told himself, everything is fine. I'm doing well. And he slept peacefully, not knowing that this was the last calm night before everything changed. Sometimes the biggest loss comes when we think we have everything. The next morning did not feel special. Adam woke up as usual. He checked his phone, got ready, and planned his day. He thought it would be another normal day, busy, long, and successful. He did not know that this day would change his life forever. While he was at work, his phone rang. It was an unknown number. He felt annoyed and did not answer. A few minutes later, the phone rang again. This time, he answered. The voice on the other side was slow and heavy. It spoke words that Adam did not understand at first. His heart began to beat fast. His hands started to shake. Then the meaning became clear. His father was gone. For a long moment, Adam said nothing. The office around him disappeared. The noise, the people, the screens, everything felt far away. He stood there, silent, holding the phone, unable to move. In English, when something shocking happens, we often use simple past tense. He heard the news. Have felt weak. He could not speak. These short sentences show strong feelings. Adam left his office without speaking to anyone. He walked outside, but he did not know where he was going. The sky looked the same, but his world was different. He remembered the call from last night. He remembered saying, I'll call later. That word later now felt very heavy. At home, the house was quiet. Too quiet. He sat on a chair and looked at the wall. There were no tears at first, just silence. Loss does not always come with crying. Sometimes it comes with emptiness. He opened his phone and saw his father's name. He wanted to call. He wanted to hear his voice, But this time, there was no chance, no tomorrow, no later. This was the moment Adam understood something painful: some losses cannot be fixed. Money cannot help. Success cannot help. Time cannot go back. And that was the day everything changed. After the funeral, life did not return to normal. Adam went back to work, but he was not the same person. His body was present, but his heart was somewhere else. He sat in meetings and heard voices, but the words did not stay in his mind. Everything felt slow and heavy. At night, the pain became stronger. The house was quiet. There were no phone calls, no messages, no laughter. Silence filled every room. Adam lay on his bed and looked at the ceiling. His thoughts moved in circles. He kept thinking about the past. He kept asking the same question again and again. Why didn't I call? In English, we use simple sentences to talk about pain. He felt alone. He could not sleep. He missed his father. These short sentences carry deep meaning. Adam tried to escape the pain. He worked longer hours. He stayed busy. He told himself that work would help him forget. But pain does not disappear when you ignore it. It waits quietly. Then it returns stronger than before. One evening, Adam found his father's old watch in a drawer. He picked it up and held it in his hand. The watch was simple and old, but it suddenly felt very heavy. His father used to wear it every day. Adam remembered how his father once said, "Time is precious. Don't waste it." Adam sat down and cried for the first time. These were not loud tears. They were slow and deep. He cried for the call he did not answer. He cried for the words he did not say. He cried for the time he thought he had. For English learners, notice how we use the past tense to tell emotional stories. The past helps us remember, but it also teaches us. That night, Adam understood something important. Pain cannot be avoided. Loss cannot be hidden. You must face it, feel it, and accept it. And as he sat there in the quiet room, holding the old watch, Adam felt the pain, but he also felt the beginning of change. One morning, Adam woke up earlier than usual. The room was quiet, and the light from the window was soft. For the first time in many days, he did not reach for his phone. He just lay there and breathed slowly. Something inside him felt different. The pain was still there, but it was calmer. He got out of bed and walked to the kitchen. On the wall, he saw an old photo. It was a picture of him and his father. They were smiling. His father's arm was around his shoulder. Adam looked at the photo for a long time. He remembered that day clearly. They had talked, they had laughed, they had time. Adam sat down and thought deeply. He remembered all the times his father had called him just to talk. No big reason, no problem, just a simple call. Adam used to think those calls were small and unimportant. Now they felt bigger than any meeting or job. In English, we often use phrases like, "I realized something," "I began to understand," "I was wrong." These sentences show learning and growth. Adam finally understood a painful truth. His loss was not only his father, his loss was the time he did not give. He realized that life does not teach us lessons with easy words. Sometimes, life teaches us through pain. He whispered softly, "I was busy, but I was not present." That sentence stayed with him. That day, Adam went for a long walk. He watched people talking, children holding hands, old friends sitting together. He noticed small moments that he had ignored before. These moments were simple, but they were real. He understood that success without people is empty. Work without love is heavy. Time without meaning is wasted. This was not the end of his pain, but it was the beginning of wisdom. Loss had opened his eyes, and for the first time, Adam was not running anymore. He was learning. Adam's life slowly began to change, not on the outside at first, but on the inside. He still went to work. He still had responsibilities, but his heart was learning something new. He was learning what really matters. He started to listen more. When someone spoke to him, he looked at them. He did not check his phone. He did not rush. He stayed present. These were small changes, but they were powerful. In English, we often talk about lessons using simple words. I learned that time is important. I learned that people matter. I learned to slow down. Adam realized that his biggest mistake was not being busy. It was believing that he would always have more time. Loss taught him that time is not promised. It is a gift. One day, he visited his father's old house. The rooms were quiet, but they felt warm. He sat on the same chair his father used to sit on. He closed his eyes and remembered his father's voice. This time, the memory did not hurt as much. It felt gentle. He understood that pain can teach. Loss can guide. If we listen, suffering can make us wiser. Adam also learned to forgive himself. This was the hardest lesson. He had blamed himself for a long time, but now he said softly, I cannot change the past, but I can honor it. For English learners, notice phrases like to learn from mistakes, to grow through pain, to change your life. These phrases are common in real life and storytelling. Adam decided to live differently. He called his friends, he visited his family, he spoke honestly, he listened carefully. He did not wait anymore. The loss was still part of his life. It always would be. But now, it was also his teacher. And slowly, Adam understood something very important. His greatest lesson was hidden inside his biggest loss. Months passed. Life moved forward, slowly and quietly. Adam was still the same man, but his heart was not the same anymore. He woke up earlier, but now he took a few moments to sit in silence. He looked at the morning light and felt thankful. Small things mattered to him now. He worked, but work was no longer his whole life. When the day ended, he went home on time. He called his family. He listened to their stories. When someone spoke, he did not hurry them. He understood that presence is more valuable than words. In English, we often describe change using simple sentences. He lives differently now. He feels calmer. He values people more. Adam kept his father's old watch with him. He did not wear it every day, but he carried it in his pocket. It reminded him that time is precious, not because it moves fast, but because it can stop at any moment. One evening, Adam sat alone and thought about his journey. He did not feel anger anymore. He did not feel regret the same way. He felt understanding. Loss had broken him, but it had also rebuilt him. He realized something very deep and very simple. Life's greatest lessons are not learned in comfort. They are learned in pain. His biggest loss had given him a new heart, a heart that cared, listened, and loved. Adam smiled softly and said, I lost someone I loved, but I found the person I should have been. For English learners, remember these useful expressions: to move forward, to learn from life, to become a better person. Adam could not change the past, but he changed his future, and that was enough. This is how his biggest loss became his greatest teacher. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to the channel for more simple English stories with deep life lessons. Like this video if you believe pain can teach us something important. And comment below, what lesson did life teach you through loss? Thank you for watching. Remember, every story helps you learn English and understand life a little better.